Hello, once again, everybody. I'm so happy that you've decided to join me and spend a little bit of your Monday evening, not regularly scheduled. So I will toast you with my ginormous Starbucks cup to that, just to prove it is. We drink Starbucks cup water here. Yeah, so what's going on? I'm so very happy to see all you guys. And this is going to be fun because I'd really like to know if any of you out there, sorry, I'm a little bit out of breath. Just got back from dropping my family off at the airport, old Midway Airport on the south side of Chicago. That's where we dropped them off. We didn't see the mayor. We didn't see anybody that plays on the Bears or the Bulls or the Cubs or the Sox or the Hawks, but we got them to the airport safely. And now I'm back here talking to all you guys. Enough with overdoing it, huh? Happy to see you, Shamir from Canada. We got Mike from New Jersey. We also have Jim from Nebraska. Darth, I'm assuming you're still over there in Ohio. I'm lagging a little bit on this, but whatever. Gary from Chicago. What's up, G man? And I think that's all the hellos. Oh, the board retiree from Arkansas who's on a vacation in Oklahoma. And I, by the way, will be in Florida. So shout out to all you Floridians down there in the Tampa area. Families headed down there to finish up a volleyball tournament. We're going to roll it into the other half of my family's vacation. So, dude, just like that, I'm in Ireland, then I'm back, then I'm going to be in Florida. And we got Dresh from Pennsylvania. What's going on, buddy? So happy Monday to all you all. And Monday at Darth Dividend. Yes, it is. So Insider, you know what? I just started reading a book to see what all the hubbub's about. It is Anti-Fragile by Nicholas Nassim Taleb. I do believe his name is. And pretty interesting. I'm a couple hours into it. And one of the little blurbs they said really quick, I thought I'd share with you guys. It's really interesting is that, and it's so simplistic. If you want to be wealthy, and in order to have wealth, you have to have more gains than losses. I thought that was pretty beautiful, just how stupidly easy that is to have wealth. You just can't lose more money than you're bringing in, and you'll be wealthy. And the better you get at doing that, the better off you'll be. Not saying you have to buy all your groceries, reduced, bruised bananas like we saw in the short I recorded at Mariano's. But hey, Katie's from Texas. All right, we're like we got everybody warmed up. Not gonna say I'm a fluffer, but Dart's be done in August with nurse practitioner school. Kudos to you, brother. All right, so really quick, I'll show you what I got here. So I'll preface this by saying that one of the things that can really give you a good idea is to see when the insiders of a company or those that have major positions in a company are buying, like we've seen, and I'll show you when Berkshire Hathaway bought Oxy Petroleum. They're considered an insider because they own a really large stake in the company, I believe. And it's just a good thing to know that the insiders are eating their own cooking. They're buying their own stock. And this can give us ideas. Now, we should never buy blindly because this information usually comes to us through 13Fs. But it's a nice thing to know that those that run the company in management, those that own majority positions are buying more, because there's only one reason that I can think of that you would buy stock is because you think it's going to go up in value. So that is just a very good reason to look into a stock and never buy just because what's that Wizard of Oz song? But we don't ever want to buy just because of Warren Buffett or, Manish Pabrai, some super investor, or even those people inside the companies buy because they can sell just as quick as they bought. And there you are holding the bag. So with that being said, man, this lagging is killing me. It's like Forrest Gump's box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And, all right. So Yeah, Jim, I like it. I like it. Warren Buffett's rules for investing. Number one, you mean don't lose money. Number two, don't forget rule number one. All right, so this is a site anyone can go to. Let me make sure I'm sharing it here so we don't bring, watch me again reading a website that nobody can see, and it's pretty embarrassing. So here we are on hedgefollow.com. So I can make that a full screen here for you. Some of you guys don't have that good of oh, for cry, what am I doing here? Let me get myself smaller so we can maximize the potentiality of this right. Yeah, screen is what I want to do. There we go. That's a little bit better. So hedgefollow.com is what we are on. And let's see if we can make it even bigger once again. All right, there we go. We're in. We're in like Flynn, right? So hedgefollow.com, they use 13 Fs in order to track what some of the hedge funds are doing. And you can see what some of the insiders are buying or selling. So link in the description below, but really easily, if you go to largest insider buys, you can sort it by past week, past 3 months, past 6 months. Doesn't get too crazy. It's free. What do you want? Let me do this. Make it a little bigger here. Now, I didn't really, because it's been crazy, I didn't really sift through any of these for you. So I'm just I'm showing you the path. You're going to have to follow it yourself. We'll take a quick peek here, but I did notice that one of the dividend stocks here, AutoZone, you can see that Michelle Bornenkopf bought $1.15 million, 476 shares at $2,406. So AutoZone, I've never really dug into them, but that price tells me this does not automatically mean that they're expensive. This tells me that there's probably a couple million shares outstanding, not a lot of shares outstanding for that. But just go down the list and you can see NextEra Energy. We got John Ketchum bought 13,060 shares at $74.26. And then if we go up and we check the 6 months, this is where Occidental, and there you can see big old Berkshire buying their 1.64 billion, 27 million shares of Oxy at $59.28. Now we can also go to 13f.info and see a lot of the same information. And let me see here if we put in my Aries Capital. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's get the largest trades. Come on, voice, hold in there. So we're going to get the fund managers. What are some of the biggest buyers and sellers of Aries Capital? And this is, let's see, not showing me exactly what I wanted to show you. This is a good stake. So let's see. I was looking to, it shows their Two Sigma advisors, Millennium Management, Jeffries. You can see who bought and from where. But I had thought that, well, let me show you alphaspread.com. So this is hedgefollow.com. You can also see the selling. Let's do like this. Largest insider sells. And of course, past week, Mobileye, Intel sold 1.57 billion. Now, don't get too crazy excited about the selling, because when you see Walmart, Jim Walton sold 1.37 million shares at $156. I really got to get this highlighter to go away. We can sell for any number of reasons. You see Alice Walton also sold there, and Robson Walton. So a bunch of the Waltons, really weird, descendants of Sam Walton, selling a lot of shares of Walmart. Could be some smoke there, could be some fire, or there could be some fire where that smoke is, right? But anyway, they can sell for a million reasons, but they're going to buy for just one. And I will show you guys one thing here, but let me get caught up on the comments. I don't want to pull a Ryan Williams. I want to show you. Let's see. Oh, dude, Shamir, thank you for that. Yeah, all right. You know what? I didn't even shave for you guys. That's how quick it's been. Dude, I didn't have a lot of time. So this site is paid. HedgeFollow is free. pretty nice for looking at what a lot of the hedge funds are doing. But let me set this up here and pull up alphaspread.com and share with you. Why? Because I like you. Share with you alphaspread.com. I really need my screen up here so you don't see me look, because I like making eye contact with you. Is it weird? It's not weird. So this is an intrinsic value calculator, is alphaspread.com .cam. And when we go into ARC, this will show us a little bit different thing. And I guess that does anybody know a good site to find the management? So I'll show you what I mean. So if you click the ownership tab, this is one of the reasons I love Aries Capital, excuse me, is that they have a ton of insider transactions where we see. So first off, you got to love it that their chief financial officer is named Penelope F. Roll. Penny effing Roll. Penny Roll. That just always blows my mind. But in all the information that they have aggregated on AlphaSpread, 197 purchases of the stock and only 6 sales. And I believe this goes all the way back to when they were pretty much, I think this is right around when they began, right? Somebody correct me, October of 2004. So that's really unusual. And it just shows that when the insiders, like the co-president, the CFO, I believe the executive vice president, when they're buying, then they're not selling, they're holding it. And then you see, of course, to make a liar out of me, Penny Rollhead did some selling right here. Average price $19.96, but she got right back in, bought more at $19.77. I don't know. Maybe she needed to send one of her kids to college. So always know that this is something I would love to see in a free site. So if anybody knows, hey, share it with us. Let us know if you can see where the insiders, if there's anything where it's nicely aggregated and you don't have to dig through their SEC filings. And by the way, look at the intrinsic value, $24 in the base, and the worst, $22.50. So Aries Capital looks undervalued. And with that, I'm going to get to talking with you guys. So here on a Monday night, let me know what you think. Where do you look for insiders buying? Is there anywhere that you go? This lagging is driving me nuts. All right, we got Kevin there. How many dad jokes? Dude, I really don't know that many dad jokes. I probably should have had some, but I usually forget them as quick as I learn them. What I did send, though, was a gag gift. I told everybody that I got for Father's Day a 12,000 piece puzzle, and it was just all blue, and it was like the night sky with just a little bit of the moon there, and they were 1/4-inch pieces. You get tweezers and a magnifying glass. It was a gag box. But Pat, AlphaSpread I believe is, I want to say like 140 or 120 ish, definitely less than 150 a year. So I'm still in that year phase. I just signed up to try it out. I really like it. And my thoughts are, I'm most likely going to ditch Simply Safe dividends just because I'm grandfathered in at the low price of $399 a year, which is pretty expensive, but I've enjoyed sharing it on the channel. So I have until January. I'm still going to think that one over. But honestly, between Seeking Alpha and AlphaSpread, I really like both of those. And honestly, I don't know if Seeking Alpha shows that insight, like management, C-suite insider information, like I would like to see. So nice. Shamir doesn't really pay attention to the insider trading. And now those are hedge funds, but what about when like the CEO, and because I've always thought that it's just such, I don't know what the word to say is, but just an extra stamp of approval when you got the insiders buying and holding and not selling, like Miss Penny Roll. Let's see. Oh, dude, I love it. There you go. Why was the Scarecrow given an award? because he was outstanding in his field. I love it. Yeah, let him fly, man. Let the dad jokes rip, rock, and fly. I don't care. But so that's one of the ways you can tell is again hedge follow, and also 13f.info is pretty cool for, well, you know what? Since we're on it, give me a thumbs up if you want me to show you really quickly how, if you might have missed one of the earlier videos, if you're new here, how I saw the positions that Berkshire increased and decreased. Really easy to use. I know I'm talking it up. I mean, but I'll wait. If somebody wants to see that, give me a thumbs up. Also, what do you want to talk about? I want you to steer the direction of this thing for the remainder of the time we got together. Please let us know. All right, Pat, here we go. So I'm just going to open up. We'll use this. Well, I got to bring you with me here. Let's hide your comment, Mr. Board Retiree. And I will show you 13f.info as soon as this computer. Dude, I'm plugged into the router. I don't get why we're so laggy here. Oh, well, we'll survive. We'll make it through, right? All right, so here we go. 13f.info brings us up here. So you can see I had clicked on a few already, and it's got all the hedge funds, all the big hedge funds. Let's make this even bigger for some of those. So we go to Berkshire. This is so simple, so simple. And what we're going to do is click. So it has by their quarter. Remember, this is just a snapshot from a particular day on May 15th, 2023. That's all that it is. They could have blown out of positions on the 16th. So always be aware and never buy just because you see it in this. But as soon as we close this ad, all you're going to do, they got their little 13F holdings, notable people, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, so compare Q1 2023 to, we don't want to highlight it, to Q4 2022. So when you do that, this will show everything that they've done. And if you just hit change, remember, they open up 3 new positions: Capital One Financial, Diageo, and Vitesse Energy. And I thought it was showing their price. Maybe it will, but hit change again and it'll show you what they sold out of. So Bank of New York Mellon, if you remember, the change minus 100%. They sold 100% of Restoration Hardware, Taiwan Semiconductor, and US Bank Corp. And then it's super simple. This is very easy stuff to see what some of the big hedge funds are doing. And then minus 20%. They sold 20% of their stake in General Motors and McKesson, and so on and so forth. So, and then they also increased HP and Occidental Petroleum, which we talked about. So that's real easy. That is 13f.info. And if you remember, I did a podcast and I used Michael Burry, Cyan Asset Management. Same thing. You just click on that, click on their most recent quarter, and then you can compare it to a Q1 of 2022. So if you want to see what they did in a year, there you go. All their they got a ton of positions, right? 12 to 21. So actually not that many. You can see they went, I guess I'm saying you can see, but as pointed over here, which we'll make really big, so you guys on your phones will be able to see this. They went in 1 year from 12 to 21 positions, and the value and the millions and all that. So play around with it. Don't break it. Just play with it gently, and you can see what some of these hedge funds are doing, buying, selling. And that is the fantastically free 13F. And you can even hit the latest filings if you want to see what all these hedge funds, DGS Capital Management, which I don't know. Anyway, so I just do want to reiterate once again that these are for idea generation, to see if something might be right for you before sticking it in your portfolio. Kevin. So just make sure that. All right, make sure that. Yeesh. So what do you guys want to talk about? Where do you want to go with this thing? Ask a question, anything you want. I can get it started. I can steal one from Mr. Williams and say, what is your goal? What's your next milestone for your portfolio? Whether it be, your taxable account, or just every portfolio you have, let us know. This is ridiculous, dude. This cup is bigger than my head. About as big. It's my daughter's cup. She's in Florida. She ain't gonna watch this anyway, so she ain't gonna care. There it is, dude. We love flipping here and making money. Why a skateboard is a good investment? Bam, you can flip it, dude. I love it. Keep them coming, guys. And girls, keep them coming. So while I'm waiting for you guys to respond here, I will say that I'm gonna start working on another video, because I would like to get dividends every week, guaranteed. And I'm going to look at adding 2 more monthly dividend companies. So if we've got Realty Income and Main Street Capital locked in, and I'm going to look at adding 2 more and try and see when they can line up, hopefully in the weeks that those ones don't pay me. Oh my God, we're joined by royalty Jeremy from Dividend Stockpile. Hey, dude, I'll be flying into Orlando on Thursday night. We're doing Universal Studios on Friday, Orlando. So anybody going to be at Universal Studios on Friday, this coming Friday, maybe we'll bump into each other. And then we're driving to Tampa, and I'm going to spend the St. Pete Beach, I think, is where my wife's grandmother's condo is. So we're going to be there. Oh, dude, you know what? I actually talked, Ryan and I text each other, but yeah, he told me he was on the Kingdom of Finance, and I had never even heard of Kingdom of Finance podcast, but he did tell me they were giving a little bit of pushback on some of the boomer dividend stocks like Comcast. But you know what I say to that? Like Peter Lynch said, dude, know what you own and why you own it. If you own something because you want a relatively reliable stream of passive income, which is what I'm aiming for the bulk of what we're doing, then that's all that matters. Boomer stock. Yeah, that boomer money. Who wants all that boomer money? All right, here we go. Some of your goals. Hero of the table. I love that name, dude. That's pretty unique. $100 per month of dividend income. Boom. I love it. And I like to say, you'll never get to $100 of dividend income without $1 of dividend income a month. So always know that everything is a step. And I love that, man. You got it. You got it, man. You will get there. We got Fast Eddie's wife retiring in 3 years. That's one of your goals. Let's see. Board $500 a year in dividends in the drip. Nice. Just past 10K in principal. So is that just like your taxable, or is that everything? Share whatever you're comfortable with. Jimmy Betts. Sorry if I say somebody I was responding to in the comments, and I think their name was like, I don't know. We'll just say their name was Timothy, and I think I called them like Timmy or something, and they're like, the name's Timothy. I'm like, sorry, no offense. All right, enough dividends to pay for Medicare supplemental insurance and to support my wife and girlfriend. Jim, hats off to you, buddy. If you can handle both, that's, is that current wife or ex-wife? And if it's current wife, hey, you know what? If everybody's on board, good for you. I was more of a libertarian. I've gotten away from politics since I started investing, and I love it. It's done a lot better, but that was yours truly. I spent a lot of my time arguing with, if you want to be a libertarian, that's a good way to be fighting 2 fronts. Then I was with Republicans and Democrats. Not very smart, if you ask me. A lot of time wasted, not productive. At least what we're doing here, dude, you have control over it. And do that. You have control over this. You can make money. Just start. It is infinitely more productive, in my opinion, than politics, which I think you have very little over. Yeah, Journeyman doesn't really pay attention to insider buying, focuses mostly on fundamentals, especially the. Do I need to read these? I guess so. I should read them out loud, right? Yeah, the fundamentals, exactly. And a lot of times, though, the thing we should talk about is especially the hedge funds. They're locked into the bigger companies because they can't. Berkshire can't buy a microcap company, something with like a $1 billion market cap or 800 million. You see, they find that in the couch cushions in Warren's office. So they would just be buying entire companies when they don't really want to, and the return might not be worth it. So there's a lot of small micro cap and just small cap companies that don't get the coverage. They don't get analyst coverage. They don't have institutions buying them because they're prevented from it because they're too small. So, that's just one more aspect. But, dude, you said it, Journeyman. Always pay attention to the fundamentals. Always. All right, Logan. What's up, Logan? Cheers, hombre. He's buying Stag. In high school, they used to say I was a bit of a stag, a super tall, athletic guy. I freaked myself out because I have my phone next to here and I'm looking in the camera talking to you guys, talking to you, Kevin. And I could see like on delay, and I was like, oh my God, I think there's something behind me. Look at this. On the way from Orlando to St. Pete. I might do that, Jeremy. We'll see where we're at. Like I said, so you're going from Orlando back to St. Pete. Yeah. So like I said, Friday is there, and then Saturday morning we're going to be driving to St. Pete, and I think we're trying to do a beach day one day, and I might have to meet you, even if it's for, I don't know, meeting at a Starbucks or something for half hour just to say hello or something. I'll DM you on Twitter. Absolutely. BDJ for the monthly payer. I'm writing that down, buddy. I don't know BDJ. Thank you. And yeah, I don't know if I'll have time to get it out, but that's what I want to do. I did see that. So this is kind of like a response, not response video to Bowtie Nation, to Joseph Hogue, who did buy these 4 dividend stocks for monthly income. And one of his picks was AGNC, which I get it, but I'm just not a fan of AGNC. And I thought, like, I would put different companies in here. And it's like, just do my own video, make my own. So that's what we'll have coming out. I will look at BDJ. I want to look at as many monthly companies as I can, run them through a screen. Kingdom of Finance. Yes, I did not know that, fellow Canadian. Interesting. You may have caught, those of you that subscribe to the newsletter, I shared it. I got a link below for the newsletter, and I sold some Intel. The Intel I sold was 2 different tranches. One of them was 10 shares in the self-directed. It was like, I think 40 or 41 average. And at 36, it was only 10 shares. I was down 10% now, clawed my way back. I sold those. I'm going to put that into something else. But I had 130 shares of Intel in the taxable account, right? Those 100 shares had a little over $43 cost basis, but I had bought 30 shares under $30. So anywhere from the $26 to $29 range. I just decided to take profits on those 30. So I sold those 30 in the taxable, and I have the 100. I think it's like a $40 or $41 cost basis now. And I think we could run up a little more if the AI wave is going to lift them even higher. But we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to lock in some of those gains. They looked a little bit oversold on the RSI. I don't know. You guys might not know what the RSI is, the relative strength indicator on the charts, a little bit of technical analysis there. But I have a feeling that they're losing steam. They're losing momentum. They're going to run out of buyers here. So we're going to have to take a bit of a consolidation dip, probably get to a point where you'll start having more people thinking they're getting a discount and jumping in and buying Intel. And then that could push it up even higher. So I fully expect next couple weeks to see Intel take a pause, but hey, they might not. You never know what's going to happen. So that's why I did sell 40 shares of Intel this week. Plus that that dividend yield is just low. It got slashed, which it's probably more in line with a lot of the other chip manufacturers. So, all right, BR, my board retiree's got it's in a taxable. So, okay, good, nice, $100 a month into it, and look what you're doing with that thing. That's awesome. That is his current wife doesn't keep track of his inappropriate comments on YouTube. Buddy, fantastic. We we don't have to say anymore. We surely don't. Let's see. Fast Eddie. Fast Eddie. Not relation to Crazy Eddie, are you? I think that was freestyle. Crazy Eddie. Crazy Edit. It wasn't fit. No, it was Crazy Edit. Who remembers freestyle in Chicago in the late 80s? It was Crazy Edit, I think. That's going to drive me nuts now. Okay, how low would you let a stock drop before you sell and get out? Oh, buddy, would you let a stock go to zero? Oh, I've let a couple go close. This is the problem. This is where my fault is that I just have, like, if you know what vice grips are, I have just vice grip, death grip that I hold on to stocks. Like, it was pretty painful selling Intel even though I was up on those and I've lost the conviction in it. I was like, I know as soon as I sell, these are going to go to 40 or 50. But anyway, so how low would you let? The rule of thumb from a lot of the things I've learned is that 10% down should kind of be your maximum. But there's always a caveat, right? One of the caveats is Netflix had, I think it was 1 or 2 80% drawdowns. I know Apple had over 60% drawdowns. I know that Amazon had same ballpark, 60, 70% drawdowns once or twice. So if you have that conviction, it's all case by case basis. If the earnings are relatively stable or still going up, then it could just be disjointed prices with the market. Because remember, the business is not always in line with the stock price. So there's buying opportunities, but it depends on what's going on. Now, if 3M gets hit with $100 billion that they might have to pay out, I don't know. We'll see. But it's a case-by-case basis to answer your question. And a few times I have let stuff go to zero. One of them got close, Aurora Cannabis, which wasn't a dividend stock. But it all depends, man. It all depends. But I'll say that, like, one of the prevailing rules of thumb is to preserve your capital when something's down 10%. And again, but see, your brain's always working. Your brain's always saying, like, but if you have high conviction and you like the management team, you like that, and they're still earning money, or it's just a temporary thing affecting them, then, it could just be a really good buying opportunity. So it's all dependent on the company and what's going on. So there's no, like, you know what I'm saying? There's no concrete answer. Do you hear I did it? Concrete. Yes, I didn't say concrete. I wanted to. I so badly wanted to. Billy just passed $103,000 in annual dividends. Amigo, congratulations on that. That's big. Let us know, how long have you been building that? How long has that taken you? Yeah, dude, you guys, thank you for congratulating him, because that was a few minutes ago. And I'm going to try and get, but never like Bowtie Nation. Yeah, Joseph Ho, good guy. I've never spoken with him personally. I heard him on the Dividend Talk podcast, but I don't know. I just have trouble, and I've always had trouble getting into his content. Don't tell him. I kind of scrub through. So when he has a title that catches my fancy, I'll just scrub through just to see what the stock picks are and if I'm interested, which is, I'm sure, what a lot of people do to my videos. So, it's funny. I've talked about this with with Ryan and Darth, and we've said, if people are just scrubbing through the picks, like, why are we putting in all this fancy stuff and, like, giving it all this effort for the video? Meaning we should just be like, make it a shorter video. But here we go. Big position in AbbVie, not buying but holding. Nice, Billy. Yeah, AbbVie's one of those, and let me know if you have problems with this, where I was buying AbbVie when it was $70, $80, even up to like 110, but when it was 140, 150, I'm just like, I can't. It's too expensive, and I know that's not the right way to look at things, but I always have such a hard time averaging up. My man Cody, what's up, Cody? Almost time for NASCAR. Yeah, that's a NASCAR. There's your dad joke. I'm not going. Is that this weekend? I don't even know. I don't even know when it is, but I know it's really expensive. My daughter does want to go to Riot Fest to see The Cure. Shout out any of you old schoolers if you like The Cure. My 15-year-old daughter likes The Cure, so I can't get her to investing, but she's taken a liking to like 80s alternative music, so I'll take it. World can't be perfect. Oh, nice. Dude, Jim, tight circle of YouTubers. If I'm in that circle, man, that makes me feel like I need to step up my game and I need to just put more relevant content. Actually, it is a promise I've made to all you that are watching. I've strayed a lot of time. This sounds like a confessional at like AA or something, but I've strayed and I've done so many things that were not dividend investing. And you wonder, like, why a channel's not growing. So I changed the banner, wanted to make it crystal clear to help. I'm doing this to help you be a better dividend investor. So if it's not going to pertain to the viewer, you being a better dividend investor, I'm not going to make it. So that's the reason I changed that channel banner. And yeah. Anyway, so don't agree everything he puts out. Yeah. Oh, dude, Jim, you said it. Nobody should take anything. What does Ian say? What does Ian Lopik say? Oh, he always says this is for fun and entertainment. So maybe I should borrow Ian's disclaimer, put my name on it, right? Just plagiarize his disclaimer. Hey, what's up, B Still Sounds? It's been a minute. Focusing the remainder of buying Starbucks. That's an interesting thing when you talk about the international exposure. And again, share your thoughts on this. I got to get caught up. So somebody said to buy the EWZ ETF for international exposure and stop focusing on US stocks. And I'll take the words out of Buffett's mouth where he says, we feel we get a lot of international exposure when you buy a Starbucks, when you buy a Johnson & Johnson, when you buy a Coca-Cola. They're selling all over the world. So yeah, they're based here. But what do you think? Do you need to have companies based outside of the US, or is it enough for you to have US based companies that have pretty decent international exposure? Inquiring minds do want to know. Vice Gips. I'm not sure what a GIP is, Kevin, but T and 3M. Those are buckets of yuck right now. Hey, you know what? I'm still holding them, not adding, and I'm praying to the Lord baby Jesus that those two, one day I'll have the pleasure of being at least down 10% and then being able to make a decision. But we got some ways to go there, man. 10% doesn't seem like enough to sell unless there are issues for the business. Yeah, you know what? And that's why I was stumbling through and muddling through, because I think that's more for traders. That's a good rule of thumb for traders. And dude, there can be some volatility that just ping pongs. So you know what? Again, don't take anything you hear on YouTube as gospel, please. But that may be more for traders. So what about you guys? Let me throw it back at you right in your face. What do you consider selling at? Is there a percentage down you would consider selling at? Nice. Billy's in retirement. So there you go. That's why you need those dividends. I love it. I hope that you outlive I hope, let me think about this. Billy, I hope your dividends far outlive you and you live into your hundreds. Please do. Hey, what's up, James? I won't call you Jimmy. He says 10% on, yeah, it's not a lot when you first bought in. Yeah, and again, that's why you got to know what you own and when you would get out before you get in. Like that was one of the things I learned when I was taking my swing trading course. You are always supposed to have your exit planned and set in stone before you bought. Like that was, and I never did that, which is why I sucked at it. So yeah, good one. Oh, dude, ex dividend dad, what's up? Were you in? Did you serve with the shipmate? You got me thinking now because, yeah, you guys can see the. I got to change this background when I get back. So I'll probably have a few changes. I got this ring light here. The worst light possible is fluorescent light. And I'm basically sitting here in fluorescent light. I need something to beautify, brighten it up, so you don't get to see all these wrinkly wrinkles. But hey, dude, I'm 45, so cut me a little slack. But anyway, what's up? Yes, always, always, always do your own due diligence because if you lose any money in the market, it's your fault, as they say. You don't miss having tea in the portfolio. Someday I hope to be there with you. And I may take a tax loss harvest on it at the end of the year and put that money into Verizon, but we'll see. Any stocks in particular, Cody, that you like? And did you see that news about is Merck and Bristol Myers Squibb are both suing the federal government, I think, right? Because they want to negotiate the drug prices, the Medicare drug prices, which I think they should. I don't know. It's a tricky one because as we're investors, we want to make money, but also, I mean, you can't have something so prohibitively expensive. And I know in Canada, you guys do you have a different way of doing this. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see. And I don't know enough about it, but if they were to like Eliquis, I think is one of the BMY drugs, the Bristol Myers drug. Was it a blood thinner or something? I think I was reading, but if Medicare negotiates a lower price for that, I don't know if that is just for Medicare or if that is for the entire market. Because if it's for the entire market, well, now that looks like price controls, and you would have the government effectively setting prices. So I think it's just for the government's buying from the drug companies for Medicare, if that makes sense. But what do you like? Now, let me get caught up. Oh no, Steven doesn't watch Darth anymore. I will say, Darth, if you're still watching, buddy, that guy put out a ton of content, a ton. And personally, I'm thinking about, hey, since I've got 47 of you watching, let me know what you think, because sometimes I feel like I need to rush content out, and maybe instead of take another 2, 3, or 4 days, it's this weird thing being on the YouTube hamster wheel where you feel like if I don't get content out tomorrow, like everybody's going to go away. But the flip side is it could be tightened up a little more, maybe researched just a little more. And I think my thoughts are that would be more beneficial for you, the viewer, right? I mean, I'm always going to have the live stream, and, I'm doing the short where I don't know if those are getting boring, but nice. 3 of you dropped out. That was boring, huh? But yeah, let me know if you want to let me know. What do we got here, Pat? If it's paying dividends in the financial, all right, I'm going to get caught up here. I missed Cody's video on healthcare. So, VHT. What is VHT? I'm not familiar with VHT. No, it's UNH. Buying UNH. Yeah, United Health is one of those that I wish I would have held on to. I was just coming out of my swing trading phase. I remember I bought, I think it was 10 shares, somewhere in the probably 220 range, maybe 210 of United Health. And let me see if I can pull up there. Yeah, because the problem is I remember I bought in, and I was thinking like, whoa, I just spent $2,000 on these on stock, right? So it went up, and See when that was. Make sure I'm not making a liar out of myself. I'll bring you guys with. I'll show you what I'm looking at. It's gonna be boring. You're like, dude, we don't want to look at your face and looking down while you're reading. Here we go. So share that. And there's United Health. And what happens if we go back to, I'm thinking it was right on 2018. Yeah, similar to, I gotta go more. It was 2018. I know that. Yeah, there we go. So March of 2018, it was like 230 to look at the memory on this guy. Yeah. So yeah, it was right around 225 or so. I remember I bought 10 shares and thinking like, wow, I'm big time now spending $2,000. And I wish I would have held, because that's crazy. We're at 458 now. So you see what, and look at, they got a bunch of analysts with their strong buy. Oh, Brad Thomas has got a buy. Christopher Robb's got a buy. Everybody's got buys, strong buys, and even a hold. But that's an interesting one. And I really wish I hadn't looked at that, because now I feel awful. If I would have just coffee canned it, imagine those 10 shares, all the dividends coming in. But you get cute. And this is why I'm trying to trade less, and I want to find these positions that I have high conviction in and just sit in. Just sit and don't sell. But oh well, I'm sharing that lesson with you. Sit on your hands, sleep on it. Let's see. Yeah, I agree, man. You got to know why you're invested in something and the thesis for it, and if it changes. And, so if PepsiCo, all of a sudden, if Ramon LaGuardia woke up and said, we're a tobacco company now, we're going to stop selling soda and potato chips, and we're going to start selling tobacco, that would probably be time to get out, because the thesis of why I invested in them has dramatically changed, right? Wouldn't that be wild? Your PepsiCo tobacco. It's got a ring to it. Somebody call, nobody call. Don't call anybody. All right, let me get caught up here. I'm too far back. All right, I'm sorry if I skip over you. I will, Bristol Myers and AbbVie for your healthcare company is nice. I do apologize, guys, if I am, and lady, if Katie's still watching, for your gems. I almost said Jimmy. Selling. You're selling because there's a company you like more. Exactly. And I think it was on Ryan's live stream Friday, and I said something to the effect of, if you find a better use for the money, or you have something that just looks crazy undervalued, like a screaming buy, and you need capital, then if you're up on a position and you're just like, it's okay, that's probably a good time to sell. So you're right. Exactly. If you like something more, you have a better use for the money that can be more productive, it's a good time to sell, which is what I feel I'm doing with Intel. I feel that I have a more productive use for the money. Okay. Yeah. So there you go, Shamir, answering my question about trying to look at things going forward. Because, dude, nobody's been trained telling me how to do YouTube. It's learning on the fly, watching some YouTube creator videos. But yeah, and it's hard, man, because you can probably understand it, where we feel like you got to crank that content out like almost every day. But, when you got a full-time job, you're limited on what you can spend on it. So I may take you up on that. That is good to hear, man. I really like that. This helps me out, the quality instead of quantity, because I will say I've put videos out in the past where I'm like, no, I got to get it out. Like, let's just get it done and just hurry up, instead of taking maybe 2 more days on it to just make it better. I mean, it's all about the viewer, right? If we're rushing, it's not going to be as good quality, and that's not going to help you guys out as much. So yeah, the shorts are funny. I did that short. Like I said, we were on a pool party barbecue at my brother-in-law's house. So it was just too crazy of a day. And I was like, I got to do a short. So my wife was with me. I'm like, all right, I'm going to make the short here in Mariano's grocery store. I don't care. Why not? The only regret is that I should be speaking louder, but I'm still getting over that weirdness of like talking into my phone about dividend stocks where people are shopping. Kind of funny, but okay, good, Jay, to know that you agree about uh, quality over quantity too. Thanks, guys. I like it. I like it. Buying Eli Lilly stock. Lilly, they're based out of Indianapolis. If you've ever been to Indianapolis, you see the big Eli Lilly building, which I go there every year. Yeah, good. I like this. I like this. 1 to 2 videos a week with more interesting content versus 3 to 4 lesser quality. Yeah, good. Thank you. And shooting video from stores. I'm glad you like that because I can do that more too. And yeah, it gets boring. You see the same background every time, right? And I know it's about the information, but it's about you guys. And I just want to make more content that is going to be more helpful and enjoyable for you guys. So kind of fun, changes the scenery up in the background. But yeah, and it's I love it, man. Dude, my water, cheers to that. And we've talked about it too. The mind trip is that you can never ever be in the past and you can never be in the present. Those are concepts that are theoretical, right? The only thing that is quantifiable and tangible is the present, right here, right now. Everything that ever was, everything that ever is, and everything that ever will be can only exist in one place, and that is right here, right now. Everything that ever was, meaning, dude, Alexander the Great, which I don't even know his last name, so how great was he, exists right here. Different form, not alive, but all the people that have passed on, everything that was ever built or destroyed, reduced to atoms, exists right here. So that's probably a little bit deeper than you thought you would go. And you're like, it's too deep. It's too deep. Reel it back. Kroger has their shareholders meeting this week. Any shareholders should complain about. Hey, I will say they had a red band around them, reduced sale. So my wife makes really awesome banana bread, and she waits until there are bananas that are bad that you can't eat, and she uses those. So there is a use for those reduced rotten bananas. Yeah, I wouldn't complain. I think, but you're right. You're right. They're probably losing money and maybe hopefully breaking even. And you sold out of Kroger. Interesting. Do you think that the Albertsons deal is going to go through, Shamir? Let's see. Let me get caught up to you guys. I got to get caught up. Oh, dude, when am I hitting fire? Well, that's subjective because I look at fire as financially independent, but the retired early part I think needs more context or needs to change because I don't ever plan on being retired. Being retired makes me think that so I just read James's comment, but I think that being retired means doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, with whom you want to do it, on your own terms. And that can mean doing a job like, stocking the shelves at Kroger. If it gets you out of the house and it's for 4 hours a day and you enjoy it, then you're retired early. So I don't have a target date yet. I've told you guys when I'm 50, I do want to take 2 years off and incorporate this and something else, which is yet to be determined. But it's something my wife and I are working on, what we can do together. We kind of want to take 2 years for ourselves and see if we can make it work because both of our kids will be out of high school. So, all right, let me get this. Kevin loves his Intel stock. Would lose sleep if he would lose sleep. That's beautiful, man, and that's your conviction. Nothing wrong with it at all. James Martini, I did not buy the bananas. I just used them as a prop. Thanks, dude. Yeah, quality. Do a short if you don't have time. That is a great point because put it this way, if I do a crazy amount of work on a short, I can probably get it out in 90 minutes, like start to finish, recording, editing, because it's 60 seconds or less. So there's just And, it's just really easy to do. So that's a great thought. Thank you for sharing that. All right, here we go. All of it. You die twice, once physically, once when your name is said for the last time on this earth. Interesting. What's that other thing they say that some people, I messed it up. It's something like people are dead. It's just they die twice physically and then once years ago. How was that? I don't remember, man. Something about people that are, you know, their lives are just bad and they've given up and they're not living life, meaning like they're just not living life to the fullest and enjoying it. So I think so. Anyway, that's too deep. It's too, people are like, Daddy, I don't want to say that. That's weird. I'm going to tell you guys something that I don't understand, and maybe you do. But when it was about to get X-rated there, but I don't understand. And I had friends that I grew up with that wanted girls to call them daddy. And I never got that. I was like, that is the weirdest thing ever. Just weird because I don't know. It's just weird. Yeah, this is what made me laugh, James. Worst banana bread, I'm assuming it's bread ever. Yeah, my wife makes really good banana bread and I could overeat it, but Shamir thinks the deal with Kroger will go through, or the Kroger and Albertsons deal. I think it'll go through too. Alexander Kroc. He was a direct antecedent, right, of Ray Kroc. He was not. Family's the same with the banana bread. Good old-fashioned common sense. Midnight Motors, man. Dude, you got a Ride the Lightning shirt on. Look at that eagle eye. You've got a Ride the Lightning shirt on, cut off, mind you, in that little avatar picture. Love that album. And what was it? Creeping Death. There you go. Creeping Death. Just so many good songs on that. Look at this. I did it. I caught up. Cody, I caught up to you, man. By the way, someday I will organize the. All right. All right. All right. All right. Do I say all right a lot? That is something I need to work on. I need to learn how to speak slower, collect my thoughts, because it sounds more intellectual when somebody is speaking like this and thinking of everything they want to say without the uhs, ums, and all right. Anyways. Well, what do you guys want to, one more question. What do you got? Throw a question out here for the wrap up here. I don't have the after hours party. I don't know if I'll ever have a Patreon like my buddy Mr. Williams does. I really don't know. Oh, yeah. Okay. Referring to LOL. Oh, I got you. Duh. Well, it's good to speak slower anyways, but yes, you're correct. I understand you. We're on the same wavelength now, James. Yes, Journeyman. I did sell Franchise Group a while back. $30 is the buyout price. I think it's a little low. That one, Brian Kahn, the CEO, could have got more. He led the group. Essentially, he wants, from my understanding, wants to take it private. But I don't know. There's going to be lawsuits, I think. And, my cost basis was $25-ish, a little over $28. So I sold over what? No, it was lower than that. I think I sold it like 28 and a half. There wasn't much upside there. They stopped the dividend. I don't remember my cost basis. Could have been 26. Might have been 26-ish. So I made, a few bucks a share, but that's what I did. Who's Sunshine? I don't know Sunshine. Daddy and Sunshine. That's not Puddin'. No, I'm thinking of the Joker and Harley Quinn, right? I don't get it. I think it's very weird. But you know what? To each their own. If you do it and you like it, and those you care about and do things that consenting adults do, and everybody's on board, hey, You know, that's my libertarian streak. Go have at it. Consenting adults over the age of 18 doing things that are agreed upon by all parties involved. I don't see any problem. I got to think about that because you could go anyway. Oh, Ryan. His mom calls him that in the live streams. Dude, his mom showed up in the live streams? Get out of here. My mom won't show up. I could tell her to, but I would want it to be organic. So, oh my God, everybody, look at that. It's that magic time. Dude, this was fun. I really enjoyed it. So I'm in my house all alone. I got to, you know what, Michael? Dang it. Why'd you have to say this? Genghis Khan's DNA is in his 25%. It could be. I read that, I don't know the number, that Genghis Khan fathered hundreds, if not thousands of children. And it was one of those things where he was like, I'm going to breed with your wife now. And if you had any, thing to say about it, well, you would die and he would just do it anyway. So it was kind of one of those like, that's why Genghis Khan's DNA is just everywhere. Not a fun time to live in, I don't believe so. What? Oh, Darth Mr. Vibrator. Is that the time when Darth was vibrating? That was fun. Were you part of that crazy live stream on Ryan's? Anyway, we're going too long. You guys are tired now. Go do something else. It's Sunday night. I still need to eat, and I'm going to start researching that monthly stocks. I want to find 4, and I may actually buy them. You guys got the cheat. 2 of them are going to be Main Street and Realty Income because I own them and I keep buying more. So that's easy. But anyway, so I got some research to do. I got to find 2 more. And yeah. Nick Cannon. I don't know who that is. All right, guys. I love you. It is Monday. Look at every time I'm going to pop off, I'm like, okay, goodbye. And then you get a flood of people coming in. So I will say hi to you, John McElwain. And yes, it is Monday night, high tech. And it's Monday night because it was Father's Day yesterday and I was busy with family. Nice. LTC. Thank you. That will go to the tippy top of the list. So yeah. Oh, did I say Sunday? Okay, good. That's my brain, dude. My brain's on autopilot. It's late here. What do we got? It's almost 9 p.m. here in Chicago. So I love you guys. Yeah, you can jump off or you can stick around for Pee Wee. Why do I play Pee Wee? Thankfully, I haven't gotten dinged for it yet, but I love Pee Wee. It was a bittersweet thing when Pee Wee left. When I was a kid on Saturday mornings watching Pee Wee's Playhouse. So he was sad to go, but I knew I would see him again. So I love it. Hopefully this will make you think you're going to see me again because you will. So, dude, everyone, thanks for the lovely chat. Hopefully that helped you. If you needed some ideas, go back to the beginning if you just joined us. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. And I will see you guys in the next video and not the next live stream. I don't know if I'll get one done because I'll be in Florida. So this should be it. We may have to skip one. But anyway, I love you guys. Thank you. And I will see you in the next.